As strange as it might seem, after all Philip Kindred has been through so far, things are starting to look up for him. He is healthier than he's been in a while, and he is better equipped than ever. He is far away from the Detroit megacity, but he's right close to the ATN Enclave, somewhere that he can sell all of the little bits and pieces he's been collecting across this landscape. The only thing he can't do this far out is charge his electronics. Those night vision goggles he has currently strapped to his head. They might look intimidating, but right now they won't be able to do anything at all. And while Camp Grayling beckons to the north, it seems like Philip is going to have to do a little bit more preparation before he tries to breach its defenses. And so with that, it's time to explore. Kia ora, Legionnaires. Rycon here, and welcome back to Neo Scavenger, where we are going to get straight into our day here with Philip and scavenging the surrounding countryside out of the ATN Enclave. I don't know if it's going to be as desolate as it is close to the DMC, but I mean, even if it was, a log storage shed is always going to give us something. So let's utilize everything we have here. And it doesn't look like we can use our torch, which that's totally fine. I mean, that's looking pretty good to me. And good it is. We have a rifle shoulder strap here. Yet another lighter. Half a pair of binoculars that we're going to stash away here. The khaki cargo pants we're going to take as well. We're going to be taking most things because we want to be trying to bring these things back to the ATN Enclave to sell. And we'll continue on into the abandoned mobile homes here, and we'll see what we can get out of them. The safety looks pretty good, even when we're using our strength and the crowbar, so this is the method we're going to use. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything. In doing the same yet again, we've managed to come away with a tarp and some painkillers. Or it looks like a single painkiller in this instance. But the tarp we shall take, and we'll even take the rifle shoulder strap for now. It's light, it's only worth a very small amount, but it's still worth us taking. Now, we can scavenge on these squares here, but I don't think we're going to find much scavenging in open field. No. We've got a few cabins that are around here, but the direction that I think we're going to want to try and head in today is out towards the west, and we're going to see if we can kind of clear up this area here, this area between Zomzoms and Saginaw, and then finally we will be making a trip back down to Detroit to charge the aforementioned night vision goggles. But that is a long-term goal. That's not something that we're going to do in a single day. It's going to be a multi-day travel, and of course we are going to be scavenging the whole way across here. And look at that, berries. Now, we have learned that berries, these kinds of berries, should be edible. So we're going to give it a go. We are going to use them. We ate them. It's the other berries that we need to be a little bit more cautious with. And I suppose we'll know soon enough if we are safe. Oh boy, what a shack. We're not going to use our strength there. We're just going to use some light to give us some extra visibility and a medium battery sparker, which I imagine is to create fire. But looking at this, it does look like it should be able to take a fair amount of charge, because we've seen the charge be kind of stacked in 20s. If this could take 4 stacks of 20, then that could be a lot of charge that we could then try and pass on to the battery in here. So I think we'll probably hold on to this and see just how much we can stack. The cleaver really is not worth much, but as long as it's not over encumbering us, we're going to take everything we can for now. On the really destroyed squares like this, if we can't find anything that isn't crumbling or straight up destroyed, we're not going to worry about it. And we got 2 to have a look at here. And in the first, we've come away with an old newspaper talking about the tunnel people. There's lots of water around, and supposedly it is good to drink. Let's empty it out for now. I mean, it does say that it's sterilized. Let's just go and drink that one there, and we'll take the rest. And some really good news, we got some more foil. That's 10 lots of foil. Now, I don't know how much foil we're going to need to try and protect our body from the weapons up at Grayling, but we'll continue to collect for now. And oh my gosh, hot damn, cart basket. It's nearly destroyed. I got really, really excited for a second then. I mean, we're going to take that drink, stash it down there for now. We're already starting to get a little full, so we'll more than likely head back with what we've got so far. I'd be wanting to take the shoe with, but we've got some more foil, and yeah, I mean, I've wanted something, a vehicle for us to be able to pull around for a long while. And obviously it looks like we can store a lot in this thing. I don't think that we can just we can't just hold onto it and drag it. It would have to be a vehicle, which you can put it there, but the movement rate's going to be terrible because there's no wheels attached to that. I've just noticed that our metal saucepan is nearly completely broken. So we're probably just going to leave the old one behind and we'll keep the new one. And that's going to allow us to take this shoe. And with that, we might as well head back towards the ATN Enclave because we've got enough that we should be selling it. Oh, and hello. A stranger with a rifle. Let's just make our way a little bit more to the north before we try to traverse the woods here. And as we can see here, returning to the forest surrounding the ATN, it doesn't take long for the Nuke warriors to intercept you. However, this time you're taken to a nearby area where a small group of travelers has assembled. This group is then led through the ATN perimeter forest towards the village. Your guides lead you, probably intentionally near enough to see a pitfall being excavated, and then warn you not to stray. The group stays close, not wanting to wander into a snare, and close to an hour later, you begin hearing the sounds of the village. So we've made it back there. I think it's going to be worth us sitting down for a meal before we leave, but we're going to browse that trading post first of all. And all of our things are still back here, and yeah, about these two things here, we may very well want to try and hang on to the batteries, because we can make use of that as effective power storage. But for now, let's just go and sell all the bits and pieces that we've collected so far. Now, I was wondering, the meat cleaver that we've got here, it does take up a bit of space. We're not going to be using it as a weapon. We only really use it when we're crafting. What I'm wondering is if we can craft just as good with our shiv when it comes to butchering a creature. Oh, and as far as I'm aware, from what I've been informed, I don't think the map is going to be able to give us anything else, so we will be getting rid of that for now. Let's set up that meal. Oh, and as we head towards the table, it is still the same day. Come back later. Yeah, of course. We don't mean to be greedy. I think for the moment we will still hold on to our cleaver, but we'll leave, and it seems like we leave almost always from the south there. So going off of that, it's not really worth us traveling or traversing the exact same route. So we might try and go a little bit further to the south this time, even though we've actually already explored some of that territory. I mean, there is a shack directly south of here. Hello, stranger. Let's just pay you no mind for the moment. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, I think we're going to be here for a little while. I'm going to go through each of these, and afterwards we'll see what we've got. Okay, so after going through all of that, this is what we're looking at here, and that's a good quality boot there. We're actually going to swap out our old boot for this nice new tactical boot. And of course, there is the big backpack that is here. It's at 31% condition. It's not as good as our duffel bag that we've got back here, but it's saying that that's not in that good condition either. So I think we're still going to take it because it does allow for a lot more carry capacity. We've also found ammunition here as well, which is just fantastic. We don't know what kind of bullets they are, but I don't think that they're going to be for us. Oh, and we're not going to be able to take that backpack. Not like that. But in saying that, that is better than the one that's currently on our back. So we are going to be emptying that out and leaving this one behind instead. And that's how we're looking after all of that. We do have far too many lighters now. I'm going to be selling them and probably just keeping 2 in our inventory because they actually seem to be relatively common. Would you look at that? We've got more territory close by. And we can see some tracks there, so someone's been around here. And as much as I was wanting to head west, it looks like we do have a decent patch of territory around here that we could scavenge, and I think that's exactly what we're going to do. And oh boy, okay, this is the load this time. We've got 3 different newspapers to look at, Riders in the Sky. Detroit establishes the first corporate sky bike security force in a bid to increase the law enforcement presence. Detroit becomes the first metropolitan precinct to establish a corporate security force of hoverbikes. SkyCorps successfully negotiated a 10-year contract for metropolitan security in the Detroit area. The state-of-the-art skybikes employed by SkyCorps allow peacekeepers a much wider area of operation, longer duration, and vastly improved response time over traditional police vehicles. So that's what we have to look forward to in the DMC if we create trouble, an ad for potato chips, and news. Now, another shopping cart basket. Condition, not great. There are some torches here. There is some whiskey worth 141. There's seven whiskey in that. If I just empty you out, can I drop you into here? Oh, we totally can. Let's just get rid of that bottle for now. And while I really want to sell that, I think keeping it for really badly infected wounds would be much, much more useful. It looks like we've got some more painkillers, some average condition blue jeans, a sleeping bag that we could probably fit into here. I mean, it is worth 35. I mean, honestly, with how close we are, it might just make sense for us to head back with the goods that we've got so far. I mean, there's no reason that we can't do that. Yeah, you know what? Let's go, Philip. Oh, hang on. And literally, the next square that we move, we're currently burdened at the moment. There is a woman calling for you from above, 2 stories up, out of an open window. Wants you to come into the store below. Plenty of cheap, good food, she says. Canned salmon. You're pretty sure that any salmon would have gone off a long time ago. Nothing now but tinned salmonella. This reeks of an ambush. The girl's nothing more than a lure. That kind of underhanded behavior really gets you annoyed. Looking around, you notice that there is an awful lot of combustible rubbish drifted up against one wall of the building. Oh man, okay. We could start a fire, set the rubbish, fan the flames, burn the whole building down with everyone in it. They aren't going to trick you. I mean, there is a chance that they are legitimately trying to run a business. I doubt it. Let's try and talk first. We try to ask her to come down. She doesn't want to, and you weren't expecting anything else. Time to go. One thing's for certain though, there must be a decent cache of food in that building. She looks well fed. As if on cue, the building's doors burst open. Run. And we do get away just in time there, it seems. Well, I'd say we want to run, but we can't right now. We've got to end the turn. And it is starting to get a little bit late. So we're probably going to be staying in the woods tonight. And it looks like, hey, we might be able to do one more little bit of scavenging, or rather, we would, but I think it's probably going to be better for us to just move on at this stage. We can always come back should we want to. And it seems that, yeah, whenever we get close, we do get brought in. Let's browse that trading post. And you know what? There might actually be a limit to how much we can sell each day based upon all of this. Now, we can also just hit this, which will help kind of shuffle things around a little bit here. But yeah, there is seemingly a maximum that we're going to be able to sell in one day. But Philip, I gotta say, you're looking pretty good in terms of credits. I think that we could get away with buying some cured meat here. Not a bad dinner, I think. Also, the berries are quite cheap, so let's just take them. We'll take some cured meat. It means that we're not going to have to hunt for our food tonight. I'm good with that. Oh yes, and there was the part of me that was wanting to have a look at that battery. That is much better, and it's only $10. We're going to sell our existing battery here, like so. Yeah, I'm good with that. You know, we'll buy some more berries just so that we can sell off this t-shirt. Looks good to me. Time to leave, friend. As I don't think that we're just going to be able to camp there. Setting up a little camp for ourselves on the outskirts, I think that's going to be a good idea. We can move across, we can hide our tracks, we can eat our dinner. And I mean, we're eating a lot of these berries. We're not seeing a lot from them. We have to eat a lot to actually get anything. We might want to buy some more meat, but that'll be a tomorrow thing. For now, we are going to make our shelter and get settled in for the night. And with our 2 noise traps there, we are looking very good. We're going to drink our water. And because we've got this all set up, we could try and go and scavenge a little bit before nightfall. Yeah, maybe we will. Make our way on over towards the city here, leaving some of our camping supplies behind. Corner cola. Oh, we've got a dog. Okay, well, we are here. We are still going to scavenge. And it looks like there's only one thing to scavenge anyway. So let's make it quick. Well, we came out of it with a shoe, some average hoodies, which, they'll still sell. Another sleeping bag we can pass on. Some corner cola. And that's that. Let's make our way back. And we actually made it there perfectly in that turn. The camp is looking fantastic. Let's sleep. We are well rested. We are awake. And it is either very early morning or late night. Let's get a move on. Hope it's a new day. And it is. Which means that we can sell more. And the meat here is really, really affordable. So we're going to be picking up all of that for now. And eating back the fresh stuff. And even some of the cured stuff too. Knocking back some of our water. And we'll actually sell off the corner cola too. Back out into the wilds we go. And as morning dawns, we got ourselves a feral dog here, which we are going to be trying to ignore for now. As we continue on into this unknown area, scavenging what we can. We've wrangled up some tarps, a few crowbars that we don't want. We'll be taking the binoculars, just eating these saltine crackers, and the fancy ketchup. Then we have 2 newspapers to flick through here. A game of drones. To support the growing role of unmanned aerial vehicles in the US military, Camp Grayling will be expanding its UAV maintenance and operations facility. Planned construction includes 3 new hangars, an array of 8 landing pads, and a refueling pipeline, all connected via short-length runways. Facilities for support personnel are also in the works. Local engineering firm Stansted Automotive had been contracted to install an optical and radio registration system for automated vehicle guidance. The system will be one of the first of its kind, allowing both ground and aerial-based unmanned vehicles to navigate the facility without human oversight. So they're probably still just kind of carrying on. And then we have sowing the seeds of destruction. Agrasanto Corporation successfully lobbied the dismantling of the Svalbard seed vault last Tuesday. Bastards! Arguing that the collection of seeds represented a contamination risk for its own line of genetically modified seeds. Aggressive marketing and lobbying pressured the Norwegian government to dismantle the seed vault project. Agrasanto seeds are used in over 73% of global agriculture, and the contamination of even a single strain of the Agrasanto seed could devastate worldwide food production. Well. But yeah, there really isn't anything else that we're going to be taking from this one here. Let's move along to the shack. Well, we've got a considerable amount of clean rags here, but we're already doing really good in that department, so we'll just take the meat cleaver, the pair of binoculars that are here, and that looks like that's that. Now with a little bit more sight, we're going to start to make our way up towards these scavenging points. Not before we check out the shack. Oh, and what a shack. There's a shiv. Oh, hello. Hi. Okay, you know what? You guys could actually be from the ATN Enclave. I gotta hope that's the case. You're carrying the war clubs, so let's hope so, and let's hope that you're going to be friendly to us out here. And in this next block, we've really only found newspapers yet again. You sunk my battleship. The US Coast Guard unleashed cannon fire last Thursday at an abandoned vessel found drifting 50 kilometers off the coast of South Carolina. The vessel had no markings other than the code D32. It was not found to have any crew or cargo. The plans to sink the ship were briefly put on hold earlier Thursday when a fishing vessel, the 62-foot Alleganza, claimed salvage rights over the ghost ship. However, officials told Ox News that the Alleganza was unable to tow the abandoned ship and scuttling operations resumed. We have the beacon in the night. In the wake of the mass evacuations of the Great Black Swamp, stories of families separated are all too common. Today, however, 2 sisters have reunited despite impossible odds. Cassandra and Veronica, sisters who lost contact during the forced evacuation of their hometown, are finally together again, thanks to their shared interest in astronomy and a nightly ritual of pointing out stars with flashlights. Cassandra and Veronica were able to spot each other's light beams from nearby refugee camps. As soon as we saw the flashlights in the care packages, we knew we had a chance, they beamed. And finally, I'm not sure if we have read this one yet, more where that came from. US researchers have developed the first self-replicating nanomachine cell in a breakthrough, which raises new issues about recreating life in a laboratory. This is the first synthetic cell that has been made, said lead researcher Miles Dyson, unveiling the culmination of 15 years of research. We do have a few more sites for us to check out before we leave the area, so let's see what we've got. Alright, and we found some blinkies, which we'll eat, and a lot of ketchup, and it's actually worth an okay amount. You know what? Yeah, we'll take all of that, thank you. And even more foil. It looks like it stacks in groups of, I was going to say in groups of 12, but no, 24 scraps of foil. Very nice. An elegant fairgrounds t-shirt, and a newspaper that doesn't really help us. Onwards, Philip. Oh boy, and that stranger is close. Let's just do our own thing. And a scrape that we'll have to take care of. More than a little bit of a scrape. Minor pain and bruising. Okay, we probably won't put anything on that, but we are going to have to make sure that we deal with that. And you know what? I think just to be safe, we are going to use a little bit of this whiskey here on that wound. The player's wound was disinfected with a strong disinfectant. That is what we want to see. And what do we got? Mostly t-shirts, a pocket knife, a mummy sleeping bag. Let's just take the shirts for selling. And while it's a little bit later in the day, we've found even more tarps for us to sell off and even more foil. Which, okay, it looks like 30 is the max that we can take. With us overburdened and kind of towards the end of yet another day, with this area actually pretty well scavenged out, we'll head back with our spoils, and I'll maybe go up this way if we can, just to see if there's anything that we've missed. Oh, and we probably don't need to hide either. Yeah, we aren't seeing much. Oh, and we haven't actually sat down for a meal yet, so we should be able to do that today. Also, you know what? I don't know why. There's no real point in us holding onto like all of these tarps. We only need one, and they don't have conditions. So yeah, we'll just sell off the others. Oh, selling off those bullets, that's going to be good. Yeah, we're at 2,000 now. And you know, we are going to get rid of that meat cleaver, because we've also got this perfectly good multi-tool right here. Yeah, we are fine. Now, let's go sit down for that meal, and a good meal it is. But yes, no real options to sleep here as much as we would want to. So, back to our one-time campsite yet again. Or maybe we just, check this place out first. Okay. It was worth us checking the spot out. Wow. There's a lot here. Oh, we'll eat those crackers, thank you. And hot damn, that is a cartridge that is still good. We're going to drop that into there. The mask is worth nothing at all. That hunting rifle, that's worth 340. Now, I think what we'll probably do here is just leave our backpack on the square and come back for it. We're going to sell that right away back to the Enclave. It's a quick trip for us to get in. Here you go. An extra 340 credits, even more if we sell the other bits. And let's sell that foil. I think we actually have enough now. Oh, the digital water tester too. Because we can sterilize water easy enough. I'm fine with us going that route. Time to leave. Now we just need to hope that no one's going to steal our stuff during the night. We're going to go back for that other backpack, but that's going to have to be in the morning. That's our campsite for the night. Oh, and we have been approached as we are slumbering. By what? We don't know. An unknown assailant that just carries on. Okay, back to sleep then. And it looks like we might be sleeping in because we had trouble getting to sleep. Let's break down our stuff and go and grab our bag. Hang on, there's a humanoid corpse here. What? Why is there a humanoid corpse here? With a club and a soft birch bag and tannin tea. This is someone from the ATN Enclave. They died here. Okay. Well, I hate to do it, but we're probably going to sell your club. We'll come back for some of these things. Copper beads on a string. What happens if we sell their own stuff back to them? Because that was not us. All right, we're going to go grab our other bag to come back for that club. Or alternatively, we take the club now, we go sell it, and then we go and grab our stuff. Let us just hope that they're okay. They seem to be. This one's actually in a little bit better condition than our one. All seems well. And it's actually a new selection of things that we have here, so we're going to pick up some meat. Let's sell off that tannin tea, and we'll pick up those berries too. Sorry friends, I do not know what happened to your person. But look, our pack is still there. Now, we continue on. Dogs be damned. Well, okay, a little storage shed, we've come across a can. First aid kit, which we'll take along with those rags. We're always going to take the optics. And shorts and pants, they're going to be pretty easy for us to carry. Shirts too, they're lightweight. Let's keep on going. And in an apartment building that we've actually been to before, we've found some sterilized water. I will leave the bottle behind. A sleeping bag, which as ever takes up a lot of space. A strap that we'll be taking along with some jelly beers, which actually we could probably sell the other ones off as well. That'll do for now. Interesting. You look a little different. You might just be a bad mother. And it looks like the Anashabi member here just went and took them out. So let's just go and see what's going on there. We will search the area. Stranger, we're going to offer a ceasefire. She seems to be gauging her surroundings for a moment, but then she turns to you, satisfied that there is no danger near. Yeah, it is an ATN warrior. A nice stranger. How are your travels? Easy. You joke. Wish there were some real challenges out here. You're funny. She smiles, just enough to show that she appreciates your levity. It's a shame there aren't more out here preferring to talk instead of fight. So, thanks for that. She says, turning back to the horizon. I think some fighting did happen here though. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a first aid kit here with a digital water tester that we will be taking. As to where the other person went, we don't know, and we're not going to ask any questions about that. Okay, and as we make our way down towards another city here, the crazies. Most of them die off fairly quick. No sense of self-preservation. Occasionally you find one that knows how to look after himself. Unless they get in the way, everybody just ignores them. Safer that way. Which is what a really smart operator would want you to think. Someone able to move through the urban jungle at will, invisible in plain sight. Could be the case with this one, talking on his phone, yakking away loudly to an imaginary friend. You're pretty sure there hasn't been a working cell net out here since the big one went down. He holds up a rolled paper cigar. Hey mister, can you give me a light? Then you notice them. Scalps, tied to his belt. Small ones. Children. Okay. We're not gonna buy any scalps from him. Yeah, you know what? Are we setting a lure here? We gotta take some kind of action here, I think. It's a harsh world, but you know in your bones that there's no future without children. His act is good, but yours is better. Dumb and slow is your speciality. Gives people a false sense of confidence. Once it's over and you've wiped the blood off, you rifle through his garments. There's at least one decent multi-tool. Grim work, Philip. Grim work. But yeah, that is a decent multi-tool that we've found there. And we've also found some bullets, a shoulder strap that's not really worth much at all. And that's about it so far. Oh boy. Oh, and it's just a destroyed office building. No, we'll be moving on. But we're already carrying a lot of stuff. We can shuffle things around and we don't have to take the stuff that's just really cheap. We'll keep pushing on for now. Oh, hello. Hello. Allegan Fairgrounds. We're going to work our way over towards that, scavenging through these places first, and there's a lot to go through. Let's try not get injured though. Oh, in the first place, we've already found bullets. Like a considerable amount of bullets. We are doing very well today. Now, the crumbling apartment buildings, I've been taking a lot more safety with them. We're not using strong, we're just using the crowbar, because strong, it brings things down a little bit further. And it looks like we've done pretty frickin' well for ourselves here. Finding one of those mummy bags is always a good thing. And some blinkies to snack on, some jelly beers, and some fancy ketchup. And of course, these caster wheels, which if we can attach them onto a shopping cart, fantastic. I do think that there's a possibility that we might still need mechanic to do any of those basic things, but we might not. The caster wheels are here and they're going to stay here as well. So we can just leave them be for now. Oh, we're also just going to be swapping out some shirts that are better value than the ones that we were holding on to. So we'll keep the cast wheels over to the side for now, or we could just make the choice to take them with us. Let's take them for now, and we'll get closer to the fairgrounds. That's a good amount to go through though. More scrapes and bruises. Another scrape to the chest. Okay. We won't disinfect that one, it doesn't seem to be as severe. Oh yeah, and you might be able to see some of the things that we've found so far. I'll get to it, don't worry, I'll get to it. We've got one more thing to scavenge. Okay, and now we'll have a look at the full breadth of what we've found. First of all, fancy ketchup, wonderful, crackers that we're just gonna munch on. An old newspaper here, Grayling's Perimeter, a power player. For the third day, picketers outside of Camp Grayling, where it was recently revealed that the new energized perimeter is the Department of Defense's active denial system. The ADS operates by emitting microwave fields at a frequency which induces a burning sensation in the skin of the target. Critics of the system cite concerns that prolonged exposure has resulted in second and third degree burns during the testing, and if left unchecked could prove life-threatening. A spokesman for the Pentagon's Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Directorate said the system has completed all formal legal and treaty compliance laws. Well, that's good, right? We got a hunting rifle with a scope here and a nano-robotic medical kit. That is good to go. It has 2 charges in it. This thing, as far as I'm aware, can cure pretty much anything. I do wonder if it could cure anything that we're currently experiencing. So if we go and have a look, let's see at this here, chosen flaws, metabolism and insomnia. I don't know whether it could fix those things. It's valued at 600 credits right now. I don't know whether or not we want to sell it or use it. I mean, for one, that hunting rifle, I definitely want to do something with that. We can attach the strap to it and then we could carry it on our back. The crowbar, I mean, is always useful for sure, but we also have strength. We could use this. We might actually even have ammunition that works with it right now. Do these bullets go? Yes. Yes, they do. Okay, first of all, we do need to wait a turn so that we can potentially do some crafting here. Okay, so far it seems like we can only take the scope off of it, which that's not what we're wanting. Ah, there we go. We just needed some small parts to be added into the mix. Effectively, screws. And that is going to allow us to chuck it onto our back. We do need to put the bullets back in there. And let's see. Yeah, it's on the same shoulder. That's a bloody rifle. And it has a scope on it as well. I think we're gonna go with that. Crowbar, you're gonna have to stay behind, buddy. And after shuffling everything around, I'm pretty happy with how this is looking right now. We are burdened though. We are carrying quite a significant amount of stuff, so that is understandable. Let's actually knock back some of this food as well at the moment. And we are going to be moving on, because we very well may be able to sell things if this is somewhere that we can sell. It is getting later in the day though. The area around Allegan County Fair is pretty unassuming. Once sleepy neighborhoods with detached homes make up the bulk of the area, with streets lined by aging trees, not much different than any other place you've walked lately. But as you round Delano Street and turn up Park Drive, things start to feel off. One house has some white lace curtains that won't stop moving. Another features a gaping hole in the second-story exterior wall, as if the wall was sucked in by a powerful force. A third has some sort of menagerie or diorama of dolls in the front yard in varying states of decay. At the end of the street, a glaring 10-foot rooster statue stands on the leftmost of a series of brick booths that cross what must be the fairgrounds entrance. Roosters, you decide, are creepier when they're twice your size and have an army of disfigured dolls as backup. We can leave or we can enter. We are going to enter. Bah, that rooster doesn't scare you. In you go. Behind the rooster's back though, you know, just in case. Inside, there are heaps of refuse under sagging canopies. It looks like some sort of antique fair or flea market was interrupted here. Further into the fairgrounds, you spot a large permanent hall. Sliding hangar doors frame the yawning black entrance over which hangs a sign. Marketplace Exhibitors Building. Okay. No telling when the rooster will make his move, so you probably shouldn't tarry here long. What are our options? Okay, trapping. Look for signs of a track. I like that. Tracking is signs of a creature. Check out the hall, leave the fairgrounds, scan the area, check out the tents, scan the area, and scan the area. I don't know what the best scanning would be, probably eagle-eyed. Let's look for signs of a trap first of all, though. Yep, this place would make for an excellent trap. Scavenger bait, loads of blocked sight lines, and lack of animal activity. That covers just about all the check boxes on your list. I don't like the sound of that. So, we'll use Eagle Eye to scan the area. You hold still for a few moments, surveying the area. There's lots of debris around here and many good places to hide, but there are no signs of movement, no silhouettes, and no eyes glinting from the shadows. It looks clear. Oh boy. Check out the hall, check out the tents, or leave. You know what? For the moment, we are going to leave. Something's not right here. Better cut and run while you can. And we can see that we can re-enter it right here. And we will, more than likely. But Legionnaires, that is going to be in the next episode. Today was like what I imagine many days are for many of those that exist in this world. Far from our time. It was a day spent scavenging, acquiring what we could, and in so doing, acquiring a lot of funds. And with his pack laden down, Philip has even more to lose, and so each step will be taken cautiously. And this fairground, well, we'll see what it has to offer, but maybe it would be wise to do so while we aren't burdened. Stashing our equipment elsewhere for the time being, that sounds like a smarter plan, and so we'll enact that in the next. Legionnaires, I ask you, if you have enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. For now, I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay tuned.